You first.
Wow. From a woman's perspective, it isn't fast. I mean, it isn't. So, he's got your Cialis, or you like that better than the Viagra, right? Yeah. And then your injections, it's not, it doesn't, you've got at least an hour or so. You got more than that. So that, from a woman's perspective, it's pretty good. I don't know. I'd have to say that was a surprising bonus. You get to take your time. He doesn't have to get up and run off. I don't have to. Well, I could if I wanted to, I suppose. But yeah. you don't. And I don't know. I think it's a really interesting, different experience with Cory. But I don't know, honestly. I mean, I don't know what anyone else is like because I don't have any other experience that way. Mm-hmm. But I can just imagine that you were a very passionate guy before your injury. And I think that you've been made more so by that.
Absolutely. You can be kind of self-motivated by your own means. As a young male, the whole propagation thing, you just, you get into sex, you get excited, and it's over. And, that can be disappointing for some women, all women, I think.
We just usually give you a sandwich in 20 minutes.
And then you go back to it, right? But, in
that's the way most guys work, right? That's the truth.
It is the truth. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there's a deep amount of respect there, you can sort of work up to a point where, you can have some longevity during intercourse and things like that. I personally don't ejaculate during intercourse. So for that reason, basically we can go as long as she's comfortable and still enjoying it, and it's not uncomfortable, then there's no reason to stop. Usually we'll get to a point where we're both pretty just exhausted. and that's why we stop. We feel an intimate connection, once she's sort of had an orgasm and felt a closeness. I'm okay with stopping at any time. But of
that's
course,
something I had to get used to, and it's still a puzzlement for me. I have to tell you that it's still something that it's not. I don't say that it's a huge issue that I absolutely have to have that, but it's something that it takes some getting used to, and a realization that the question is in your head: are you satisfied? I don't. For most women, we don't think you're satisfied until you ejaculate. That's true, and he tells me, I just have to believe him that he's satisfied. It's, on some level, he's very, very satisfied, and I have to believe that.
And it's almost another level on satisfaction. The orgasmic level I can still achieve with a massager device. I can reach orgasm, and that's not always an entirely comfortable thing for me. I get quite a dysreflexic headache. I cramp up, my arms hurt like crazy. Mm-hmm. It is a release in a way that is nice for me. I wouldn't call it the same release that's comfortable and enjoyable that it once was. But I think that it's completely another level of gratification and satisfaction to be with a partner, have them be fully and completely, pleased to the point of exhaustion, and still be there, to hold them and, have time afterwards to become very, very close. I think it's another level that I've been able to achieve, almost a tantric level, where I'm more happy in my sexual life now than I ever was before. And it is a different happiness, and it is a different level of satisfaction. But it certainly doesn't revolve around me having an ejaculation and it being over. It certainly revolves a ton more, much, much more around my partner's satisfaction, and being part of that satisfaction makes me happy. When she has an orgasm, I truly feel like I've just had one too. In fact, I even go flaccid after she's had an orgasm.
That's true.
Which is interesting because, that kind of defies the whole medical field that, I didn't have an orgasm, but she did, and now I'm done. It kind of works really interesting that way. That
I think someone who's seeing this who is just newly injured will really be skeptical of listening to you.
Yeah,
they really will.
They might still be thinking the way they were thinking before,
Yeah.
that it was all about them and what they
Mm-hmm.
needed. And truly, it's about two people being together and having that satisfaction. And for me, her orgasm is just as if I've had one. And I'm ready for sleep when she does, you know. When she's done, I'm done. We both kind of just lay there in exhaustion, and we're happy and comfortable and need for nothing anymore.